Hello everyone, my name is Denise San Valentin from the Climate and Clean Air Coalition Secretariat.
Hello everyone, my name is Kofi Agyarko from the Ghana Energy Commission.
And we are here today in Bangkok, Thailand at the meeting of the parties to the Montreal Protocol. Kofi, you've been championing the anti-dumping campaign in the Montreal Protocol community. Can you tell us how is dumping of cooling appliances actually happening in Africa and globally?
Thank you, Denise. Let me start off by giving a little definition of dumping. Dumping actually occurs when cooling equipment that do not meet the safety and environmental standards in the country of origin are exported to another country. So in effect, these equipment are not required to be sold in their country of origin, and that is dumping in its very simple terms. And dumping occurs in developing countries most especially because of one thing. These countries do not have the needed policies and regulations in place to check the influx of these substandard equipment. So in a word, you can say that their jurisdiction is not protected.
Okay, not protected because they don't have the necessary policies and regulations to protect themselves from those substandard air conditioners or refrigerators. But why is this a problem, and particularly in Africa, for example? Why is this a huge problem for you?
It is a huge problem for Africa, and for that matter, every jurisdiction where dumping occurs. And the problem can be categorized into three: the individual, the economy, and the environment. So let me start from the individual. Consumers of dumped appliances eventually end up being robbed of their hard-earned money because of high electricity consumption that comes with high electricity bills. So monies that could have been applied to quality healthcare, quality education, and quality nutrition are all channeled into electricity bill payment. So dumping actually impoverishes the consumers. And depending on where you stand, it is either an exported poverty or imported poverty. Those authorities that export these junks are exporting poverty to Africa, and those who import them are also importing poverty. Now, talking also about the economy, in most jurisdictions in Africa, most countries in Africa, electricity access rates are very low. It means that electricity is a very scarce commodity in Africa. And these junks are also energy vampires. They guzzle energy. So the consumption of these junks impede the country's ability to expand electricity access to the unserved communities, which therefore, as a result, places a lot of pressure on the economy, because the governments in these countries are always under pressure to look for resources to expand the ever-growing electricity demand. So capacity expansion becomes the order of the day, and road construction, education, hospital, everything suffers because of this phenomenon. And then environmental wise, as you increase generation capacity, you increase emission, which pollutes the environment. And in most countries, only a few countries in Africa are blessed with hydroelectric dams. a lot of countries in Africa rely on fossil fuel powered generators. So the more you expand capacity, the more you pollute the environment. So based on these three reasons, you know, exporting these junks to Africa is actually a nightmare.
Okay, I have one last question though. If that's the case, if you know, like for example in a country like Ghana, if you know that these appliances are bad for you, then why can't you put up your fence? Why don't you just develop policies and regulations against them? Isn't that like an easy fix?
Yes, on the surface, that is how it looks like. But if you drill deep into it, you realize that it is more difficult than what meets the eye. If you take Ghana as a case in point, we have developed all the necessary regulations to ensure that we protect our jurisdiction against dumping. However, these appliances keep coming in every now and then. It means that so long as the authorities that export these appliances continue to export, there is very little you can do downstream. So to be able to stop dumping, it calls for shared responsibility, where the shipping authority takes the responsibility to stop, and then the importing authority also takes responsibility to stop. Otherwise, there is this balance in Africa called smuggling. Smuggling always lives with us. So regardless of how closely and robustly you monitor the entry points, these things, equipment will filter through. So that is what makes it difficult. And more importantly, the bigger responsibility lies on the exporting authorities. If they stop, then about 80% of the battle is won.
Thank you very much, Kofi. The Climate and Clean Air Coalition's cooling hub actually has preventing dumping of cooling appliances as one of our priorities, and we provide technical support to countries that are interested to actually prevent dumping in their countries.
I applaud CCAC for that bold initiative by providing the needed technical assistance to ensure that we live in a very pure environment. It is a daunting task. It comes with so many obstacles, but I will urge CCAC to remain focused and get to the objectives that they have set for themselves in the interest of Mother Earth. If CCAC wins, the whole Earth is the winner. Thank you.